excuses are another sabotage monster. They're just a way to make yourself feel like it's okay that you didn't do something that you said you were going to do. Or you want somebody else to believe something inaccurate, and so you're lying to them, but you're also lying to yourself. Welcome to the show. This is Laura Fox, Mom Fails Podcast, and this is Business Values 101. And hit her in the head with a pickle. Get it. Wait. All right. Let's do this thing. All right, ladies, it has been a while. I just wanted to reach out to all of you and say you are all incredible. You're all doing incredible things, amazing things, making an imprint on this world. And if you needed to hear this today, this is why I'm here. I am so sorry that I have not been loading episodes. It is totally crazy, and I am sincerely apologetic. Please accept my apology. So today's episode is all about values, okay? And these are the values that I've always had with my businesses. I'm going to go through what my values are right now. And any of you who are listening who are like, I want to partner, collab with you in some way with me, I would love that. My heart is so aligned in terms of wanting to collab, partner. It takes a village, and I love connecting with like-minded business owners, especially women. And when we can work together and promote each other, help each other, guide each other, it is a beautiful thing. So I'm going to tell you my values now. And if you relate and you get this and you are heart-centered and everything I'm about to go through is you, please reach out. Write a review in the review box that you want to connect, collab, be on the show. Right? If there is some way, shape, or form you want to share your heart, your voice, your message, you want to connect with me, let me know. I would love to hear about it in the reviews section in whatever app you're using to listen to this podcast. Okay, drum roll. So I'm going to go through my values now. I don't know if you've created values for your business. You should always have a mission. You should have a vision. You should have your values. And most of us oftentimes have these values locked in our minds, in our heads, right? Like we know that we are a certain way. We know that we think, we care, we this, we that, but does the world, right? And so it's so important for you to write it down so that you can know how you embark on life every day, not just with yourself, your family, your house, your home, but with your business, with your partnerships, with your lover, with your friends, your partner in crime, whoever it is. All of these values really stem back to you and who you are as a person, as a whole. Okay? So here we go. My number one value, no excuses, no matter what. Never play the blame game. Because when you play a blame game and you point fingers at somebody else, it's doing harm to yourself. It's doing harm to the other person. And it doesn't solve any solutions. So if you're making excuses, and I've said this in previous episodes, excuses are another sabotage monster. They're just a way to make yourself feel like it's okay that you didn't do something that you said you were going to do. Or you want somebody else to believe something inaccurate, and so you're lying to them, but you're also lying to yourself. So in previous episodes talking about the sabotage monster, the word try, right? You've all listened to that episode. And if you haven't, it's called Sometimes We Swear When We're Finding Our Voice. Go listen to that one after this and let me know what you think. It is so important that we are very mindful of our excuses. If you're making an excuse for something, take a step back and take the pause you need. See whether or not you're making excuses, or to my next part, is it your fault? Yes. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. In the Vancouver Women in Business group yesterday, there was a posting in there by a woman and, who does facials, and she double booked a client. And the client came for her scheduled appointment and spent money on an Uber, and she had double booked the client. And so what happened? She said to the client, "Sorry, I don't have time for you. My sincerest apologies." She was very kind and wonderful, totally took it as her fault. However, which was a beautiful thing, which she should have done, right? We always accept the blame. Take ownership for your fault. Everything is your fault. Even if it's not your fault, it's your fault when it comes to your business, okay? The whole sentence about the customer is always right, it is very true. Okay, it is always, always true. And you know what? At the end of the day, you double book them. They spent money on an Uber. You pay for that Uber. And yes, you rebook their appointment. You don't have to give their appointment away for free, but you pay for the Uber, I think, because they paid for it to come to something that is not happening. That's what I would have highly recommended that she does. Now, she offered a free facial for way more than the Uber. I mean, both technically are right. Now, this is the kicker. The client ended up being very rude and actually threatening the business owner that she was going to write really negative reviews because she didn't offer to pay for the Uber right away and because of the double booking. Okay, so this is where I wanted to go with this, because we can be at fault and take full ownership as a business owner and follow the principle that the customer is always right. Okay? Absolutely, you should do that. However, I also recommend that you follow your gut. And so if you're doing everything in your power for a customer or a client to show them your appreciation, your remorse, you are apologetic, you're professional, you're providing guidance, you're giving money back, and it's still not good enough, it is okay to fire a client. Okay? A lot of business owners don't think about this, but absolutely, I have fired clients 100%. And I don't feel bad saying fired, released, retired, whatever you want to say, whatever terminology you want to use, you can use. However, it is okay to release a client. It is okay to fire a client and say, you know what? This is just not the right fit. And the universe works in mysterious ways. Let it happen. However, take full ownership, be totally at fault, and then let them go. Now, for those of you who are really listening, you would have heard the part about how she threatened the business owner about writing negative reviews. Now, a lot of people don't know how to handle negative reviews. They get all up in arms about it. You know what? I always have advised my clients, it's actually a really good thing. You're probably saying to yourself, what the hell are you talking about, Laura? How can a negative review be good? It's not a horrible thing if somebody goes and writes a negative review, because now you can go and respond to it. Everybody reads reviews with a grain of salt. And so if somebody writes a ridiculous review and they say the situation, you can now go and respond and say, I'm really sorry again, very apologetic that this happened. As you know, I offered to pay for your Uber and provide you your next free facial, and we're always here for you. So when you respond like that, it actually gives your business a one-up, because oftentimes your prospective clients don't see how you would react service-wise in a dilemma or difficult situation, right? We just say, oh yeah, we provide excellent customer service and all these different platitudes, that everybody else says, but they don't actually see you in action. So when you get to respond to a negative review, see it as a positive, because then others can see how you do follow through on that promise. It's not a horrible thing. The other really great thing about getting a negative review, I know this is probably sounding totally nuts, is that you can have total control over your business. So if your service is going down, your food service, your reception is being rude, there's so many things in your business that you may not know about, right? And so this is such a great way for you to find out about the truth about your business sometimes, and then do something about it to make your business better. I literally have clients who have told me that a negative review is the only reason their business is still alive today. Because had they not known about the service, because they weren't there all the time, they would definitely have just shut down because they would have lost clients. And also, if somebody is threatening to write really bad negative reviews about your business, it is probably best at that point to pay for their Uber and wish them well on their way. Do not convert them into a client, because if they're already threatening negative reviews, what's going to happen when you actually provide them a service? Right? So the values go along with collaborating with different businesses, as well as who you want to connect with and work with, clients. You get to choose your avatar. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right. Those red flags are real. Always follow your gut. So my next value is being positive. Always positive. Focus on the positive. If something is going sideways, it does. Like, this is life. And though I love to talk about positive vocabulary and focus on the good, focus on what you want versus what you don't want. Yes, I say all of this. I do all of this. However, I'm also not a dodo, and I know that there are things that happen to us that put us in the dumps. Right? They put us into these motions of sadness, anxiety, stress. Sure, all of these things are very real, valid emotions. And I agree, as human beings, we should feel. We should feel all of them. However, it is also very important that we pull our brains and our minds back to a point where we are back in control. Because how long are you going to sit and dwell on something? How is it going to change anything? It probably won't. It's okay to feel all the feels, right? And in the moment, we have a magic moment. And then we have the conscious behavior to be able to bring ourselves back, pull out what we can to see the positive in the situation and how we can make it better. How we can move forward, rise above from here. So being positive and looking at things with a glass half full, or as I like to say, my glass runneth over. How can we fill it right back up? Okay? And move things forward. It's so important. Okay? Next, truth. Always tell the truth. Nothing but the truth, so help me, dog. I say dog because it's God backwards, and that's my thing. Always tell the truth. Just always be honest, not only with everybody else, but with yourself too, right? So when we say, oh, I did so much today and and this and that and la 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 la, and you're telling other people, but then when you walk away, you're like, oh, I didn't actually do a single revenue producing task today. I didn't get any new leads, clients, or conversions. I did not make any new content or create anything relevant to my business to help my business grow. So it is very, very, very important to be totally, totally honest with yourself, with your business, and where you're going all the time. Okay? And you'll always get caught in a lie. If you're not telling the truth to somebody else, they are eventually going to find out. It's just the way the world works. Whether they find out on their own or you eventually tell them, or they find out, from somebody else who's close to you or around about, because it's such a small world, just be very mindful, especially in business. This stuff gets out. Okay? You cannot act like you are a full-fledged media digital company all in-house when you're outsourcing almost everything. For example, it's really important that you disclose this information and you are open and honest right away about your business. Don't say you do something if you don't. It's called imposter syndrome. And so if you are saying to somebody, for example, make your bed every day, like this is something that I say every single day, and then I'm not making my bed, how am I going to feel about my business? How honest am I being to others and myself? Not very honest, right? It's called imposter syndrome. So when I say to you, make your bed, follow through on that discipline every single day. Be committed, be disciplined, and make your bed. I can say that because I follow through on that crucial task every single day without flail. I do it Because you know why? It is so important for my mind, my psyche, every day to start my day right? Just like we brush our teeth. Every day, these little small things that we do become a routine. It's like working out. It's only a chore if you don't do it often. If it becomes part of your daily routine, like brushing your teeth, and it's part of your health journey because it's part of your daily life, it doesn't seem like something on your to-do list, or as I like to call them, your ta-da list. Ta-da! So always be truthful. It's so important to yourself, to others, to everybody, period. Okay, next is to be on time. Okay, punctual people. When I worked in human resources and I interviewed candidates for my clients to send them for job interviews, I would say to them, don't you dare be late. And actually, 15 minutes early is on time. Okay? Whatever you need to do, do it. If you need to set your alarm an hour earlier, do it, right? A lot of the time, if we're late, what do? We make what's called excuses. There are no excuses for being late, especially on a first date. First impressions are everything, people. Everything. You have to anticipate anything and everything that could occur. All right? So traffic, your alarm not going off, your children not wanting to get dressed, a phone call coming in, not finding your car keys. My father was one of these people. I'd go for sleepovers on the weekend, and he would literally be sitting outside in his car an hour and a half before he's supposed to pick me up reading the newspaper because he never wanted to be late. He's the most punctual man I know. It is very respectful. Really dedicated people in the world are punctual. They are respectful of others that they're meeting with, and they make sure that they're respectful of the other person's time. Now, when you're collaborating with a partner, for example, or you are, joining forces, or you have a client meeting, things happen. Don't get me wrong. I fully understand. You can be in a meeting with somebody else and that meeting goes over, by 2 minutes. And so you're 2 minutes late for the next meeting. These things happen. All I'm saying is let whoever you're meeting with know that you're running over, you're going to be an extra minute, right? That's it. Be respectful and do your best to be on time. So at least give them that courtesy to let them know, don't just be late. Okay. I've actually scheduled quite a few 15-minute consult breakthrough calls. And it's interesting to see how many of these ladies are late for our meeting. And I don't just mean like 4 minutes. I mean like 14 minutes. So I brush it off and I'm, you know me, I'm like, it's okay. But really, at the end of the day, it's very important that you show up on time. Not everybody you meet is going to be like me and go, no problem, these things happen. Most people would just hang up and then not talk to you again. Would you go to a job interview late? If you did, you wouldn't be hired. The person that you're meeting with will feel disrespected is basically how it feels, or you don't value their time enough for you to be on time for them. And oftentimes, those of us who have busy schedules, now see how I said busy? Those of us who have productive schedules tend to need to stay on track. So be very mindful when you're meeting with somebody, especially when you want to collab with them, that you're being respectful of their time, that you value their time. Just be on time. It is very important that you come with full-fledged energy. It is also very important that you research the business that you are talking to, right? If you go into a call with somebody, a collab call to partner, to work together, or a prospective client that you would like to convert and onboard, and you go in there blind and you know nothing about the other person, nothing about the business that they do, nothing about their personality. If they have a podcast, listen to it. If they have a website, go to it. If they have reviews on Google, read them. Because if you're going to connect with somebody and you want to see if your values align with theirs, and to see whether or not they've got what it takes to join your amazing circle, how are you going to know if they're right for you if you don't even know about them, right? And when I get on these calls, I often ask, did you do any research on me? Do you know anything about me? And when they say no, this is a red flag for me, because it's showing me that if I'm going to collaborate with them and they're not connecting, for example, or doing research on their clients, for example, before they speak with their clients, and they're going to refer me to them, well, are they going to really fully understand who their clients are? Are they taking the time? So it is really important to do your research, okay? Really, really, really important. Be on time, do your research. The next value that I have, and for those of you out there who really know me, know that this is a big one, okay? No complaining. If you're complaining, that means you are just negative and you are dwelling on something that is just not worth dwelling on. If you need to complain, and again, in my other episodes, I talk about this. If you need to complain about something, or you are complaining about something, take a step back and realize you're complaining about something. And then go, why am I complaining about this? Why am I playing victim? Poor me, poor me. Let's think about it. 1, I don't like being around this person. 2, I feel anxiety and stress. 3, it's not a good environment. 4, I just don't feel safe. 5, I don't feel comfortable. 6, it's just not my place. 7, I'd rather be somewhere else. Well, then there you go. Realize in the moment when you are complaining what you're complaining about, and then do something about it. Period. Stop complaining. Negativity just brings more negativity. It won't help you, and it won't help anybody else around you. Okay? Next, business owners, you guys need to focus on profit-producing tasks. What makes you money, right? Making phone calls, leads, connections, engagements, voice messages. What else? Facebook Lives, posts, calls, emails, ads, right? You need to focus on revenue-producing tasks every day in order to move forward. Nothing is going to fall in your lap. If you want to get visibility, you must be profit producing. So when I look to collab with other partners out there, I'm really looking to see who is actively sourcing out new clients, who is actively working to grow their business so that we can work together and grow each other's businesses. Because if I'm over here growing, connecting, building, referring, right? And it goes one way, how long is that partnership going to last? It's not going to last very long. Okay. The next value I have, which is a really, really, really important one, is respect. You need to respect yourself. You need to respect others. You need to be kind to one another. I literally have a tattoo on my foot that I got in Thailand like 20 years ago. Can you believe that? I think I was 22 when I went to Thailand. Anyway, it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That is my next value. Please be mindful of other people. Respect everybody, no matter their nationality, their religion, their race, their sex, whatever. Respect every single person. Nobody is better than the other, and everybody is unique. Everybody is exceptional in their own way. You are not better than anybody else. And the minute that you realize this, you now can live a freer life. Because who gets to decide that they're better than? Nobody. You are not better than anybody else. The complainers in the world, those are the people who think they're better than everybody else, right? Because they complain about other people, they make fun of other people, they mock other people. Why? Because they don't have the same hair as you, because they don't wear the same clothes, because they don't have the exact same tonality of your voice. There was a girl that I went to school with, that I grew up with. She was my friend, and she would make fun of people all the time. She was like the mean girl, like Regina George, you know? She had the big house and all the parties, the pool, the tennis court, and she would make fun of people. She still does to this day. Even her best friends who have been there beside her. Thinking back now, because I did decide to collaborate with this person recently, years ago, and it ended up falling flat and being such, the worst decision ever. I should have followed the red flags from high school. I got my nails done, did them myself. She made fun of me behind my back. I heard her, so just be very mindful. These people do not change. Once they're like that, they're like that. So it made me wonder all the time, like, if she can talk about them, she's probably talking about me, right? And then she plays this different face in front of other people for them to think she is this great person. So just be very wary that there are people out there who are just thinking about themselves. And so really, I'm here to protect you as much as I can. If they respect you and you respect them, it's a beautiful relationship. So treat others as you would have them treat you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Respect everybody. Okay? And then the most important thing in the whole entire world, which I say is my middle name, is workaround. So for those of you who I work with, those of you who are my clients or who I've worked with in the past, I am the creative idea maker. Attempting here to not toot my own horn, but toot toot. If you have a business and you're wondering, like, what the hell is she talking about? You could call me. Schedule your 15-minute consult, and I can steer you in a direction that you never thought possible. Okay? So those who I connect with, I collab with, and who you should want to connect and collab with too, should be creative, should have ideas, who should be brainstorming with you, bouncing off one another, and just really communicating well. When there is a one-sided relationship in business, it never goes well. When one person has all the ideas and they're wanting to execute, and the other person is just kind of silent, going, sounds great, I'm along for the ride and you're going to pay me, right? Those are not your people, okay? So find those out there who are wanting to connect, collab, who have the same values in terms of work ethic, okay? Do they have the ability to be creative? Do they have the ability to partake in your ideas with you, to expand and think really big? Do they have really big, great, beautiful ideas just like you do? And if they're not participating like you are and they're not meeting you 100% of the way, there's no halfway. It's like go full throttle. Those people who I'm just going to go halfway for my kiss and then see if they come in. No, you want that kiss, you go in 100%, you make it happen. And so I'm a make it happen 100% gal. And so those that I'm connecting with, I want them to go full throttle 100% towards me too. Okay? So when you're looking to do this, you need to ask, what are your values? Your values might be different than my values. But it is so important that when you connect and collab with other business owners, other like-minded business owners, that they have the same values as you and that your hearts align. Okay? It is so important. So go rock your day. That's my show for today. This is now part of my Tuesday plan. Revenue producing, content making, creative juices flowing every Tuesday. You guys are getting solos that I'll load every single Wednesday. Okay, that's what's happening. I'm committing. I'm staying disciplined. Unless the world turns upside down, I will be here. If you want to share your voice and start a podcast, you don't have to get a $300 training kit. I've got a $27 one, cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com. Go there, get your kit. Podcasts are so great. So many different ways that podcasting can make your life better. And I've got episodes about it. So if you're like, do I want a podcast for myself? You should definitely do it. There are so many different ways that you can monetize it. That's all in the kit on how you can monetize a podcast. And there are also 2 episodes. One is the free training that comes with the kit. Big deal, $27, get it? So you have all the paperwork. It comes with PDFs and everything you fill in. You'll literally have your podcast up in 6 days. Well, 7 days. I had mine up in 6. You can do it. If you can do it in 5, write me a review and let me know. And then we can all go listen to your podcast. But yeah, cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com. Go check it out. For those of you who are not in the Mom Flails Club group, come join us. We have live training and, motivation in there and just shares. We're starting a book club, a networking book club. If any of you are interested, www.mumflails.com. Fill out just the quick form and you'll get an email, and then you get all the invites for the book club and to the Facebook group, and it's very exclusive. I like to handpick the ladies that go in there. Mom Flails is me. If you're not a mom, that's fine. It's for all women. Okay, and especially working moms, because man, this gig is a trip. I'm here for all of you. Join us, momflails.com. And otherwise, I look forward to connecting with you all soon. Subscribe so you don't miss a show if you want to. And review. Let me know what you love to learn about, because I don't want to toot my own horn. I'm just going to say it, but I've worked in all sectors. Okay, so SEM and SEO. If you don't know what those things are, you definitely need to connect with me. Social media, marketing, everything that you would like to know, connect with me. I do offer 15-minute consultations. So join our Mom Flails Club group on Facebook. I'm also Mom Flails Podcast on Instagram. And so you can message me on either Facebook or Instagram, and we can schedule your 15-minute breakthrough. We always have questions as entrepreneurs. What is my next step? What do I need to do? How can I, build a checkout or a funnel or a website? Or should I advertise on Facebook? And what kind of ads do I need? Do I do a messenger? Do I do a form? If you have these types of questions, I have answers. So please feel free to connect with me if you need any answers, or if you're interested in collabing or being on the show. I'd love to hear from you. All right, here we go. End of the show. Homework. Your homework, should you choose to accept it or not, are to write down your own personal values. What matters to you? What kind of beliefs do you have? Are they similar to mine? Are they totally different? You're you. We're all unique. What matters to you, right? And what matters to you in terms of what should matter to somebody else? Should they have the same values as you? The only way to know that is to know what yours are. So that's your homework. Go write down your values and let me know all about it. Toodaloo. Talk to you soon. I have a dream, and that dream is for all of us to connect. I miss connecting with people, and I am inspired by you. Go inspire somebody too. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, because you know whether or not